We begin at noon with testimony from the man charged in the death of an off-duty Vancouver police officer. 22-year-old Julio Segura took the stand this morning in his own defense. Thank you for joining us here at noon. I'm China Green. A Clark County Sheriff's deputy mistakenly shot Officer Donald Sahota, but prosecutors argue that Segura's action after an armed robbery make him responsible. During Segura's testimony today, he described what happened that day back in 2022. He admitted to pointing an airsoft gun at a clerk and demanding money. Segura then described the subsequent high-speed chase with police. He said he didn't know where he was going and started running in the woods after his car got stuck in a mud. He eventually knocked on the front door of a home that belonged to Officer Donald Sahota, who was off duty at the time. Segura says Sahota threatened to shoot him and eventually put him in a headlock. Segura said he couldn't breathe and grabbed his pocket knife.
I grab my pocket knife, I flick it out, and I start swinging wildly, and I believe that I had hit him 3 times because after the 3rd time he let me go.
Other officers arrived a short time later, and when Sahota reached for his gun, a Clark County deputy mistakenly shot him thinking he was Segura. Closing arguments are expected to start this afternoon, and then it will be in the hands of the jury. Blair Best is in court today. She'll have much more in this case tonight on the news at 4. And we're learning that a small group of pro-Palestine protesters have chained themselves outside of an administrative building at Portland State University. This is at the Richard and Maureen Neuberger Center. Details are limited at this time, but KGW photographer Chad Dehart was at the scene where it seems police have now arrested 2 people. We'll keep you updated as we learn more. But now it's time for weather with Rod Hill. Yesterday was pretty rainy, but today not as much.
Not as much. I mean, yesterday was just a steady rain, right? We had this big, massive rain. It took all afternoon to move across the area. Today is definitely a scattered weather pattern, but new at noon from sunrise this morning. You see the little circulation? There's a low that's actually tracking a little bit farther south than expected, and because of that, we have a higher number of showers than what I was expecting, including at the coast and certainly here in the valley. You can see some heavier rain pockets in yellow up in northern Clark County right now. We still have that snow level where we thought it would be, and that's near 4,000 feet up over the Cascades. Here's Schnookwan's Casino Resort in Lincoln City. Right now, not raining there, but overcast 59. Raindrops on the lens all the way out in Wasco County from the Oregon Veterans Home camera in the Dalles. They're at 54, breezy northwest winds. We've had some showers here in downtown Portland. Right now, clouds and 55 degrees. I still think we have a chance to get up to 60. The scattered shower pattern should quickly wind down once we get past sunset tonight. And real quick, we'll talk more about this coming up in my complete forecast. But yes, you have people walking in the snow up a timberline. We'll have that part of your forecast coming up.
It looks like January. Rod, thank you. Oregon primary day is over, but numbers are continuing to trickle in. And one of the most closely watched races in Oregon is the battle for Multnomah County District Attorney, and it has yet to be called. At this moment, challenger Nathan Vasquez has double-digit lead over his boss, the current DA, Mike Schmidt. KGW's Kyle Boshi followed this race very closely for us last night, and he has more from Vasquez's campaign headquarters.
There's great optimism here, especially after the early numbers. In fact, the challenger, Nathan Vasquez, in speaking to supporters, stopped just short of declaring victory by saying, quote, "when I'm elected DA." Early return suggests the challenger, Nathan Vasquez, could very well unseat his boss, Multnomah County District Attorney Mike Schmidt, after a nasty and expensive campaign. Vasquez, a longtime Multnomah County prosecutor, blames Schmidt for Portland's recent problems with drugs and crime. He sold his candidacy as a return to accountability, with promises to enforce the law around less serious crimes such as theft and vandalism. You started the night with a positive note for your supporters, talking about belief and belief in the community. What can you tell the community about that?
Well, this is a time where I think a lot of our community are looking for that belief, that hope, and I believe tonight is going to be a change in that direction. And I really want to deliver that to our community in a way that feels positive and hopeful, so that everyone in this community feels included. Everyone feels like they can have a safe community where they can go to parks, can go down the street, and can really enjoy this wonderful, amazing city and county that we live in. And I'm just so hopeful for tonight.
Schmidt came into office in 2020 as part of a national movement of progressive prosecutors looking to reform the criminal justice system. But he soon faced criticism for his decision not to prosecute most protest-related crimes. The advocacy group People for Portland put up billboards in downtown Portland criticizing Schmidt's performance, although Schmidt strenuously defended his record.
You know, there's so many things that I look back and am proud of. Rebuilding the office, bringing up the staffing, I'm very proud of that. Helping rebuild the infrastructure, but also a lot of the disparity work with the Justice Integrity Unit. We've more than doubled the number of wrongful convictions found in Multnomah County. We've corrected those. We're helping people get their records expunged so they can get jobs, they can get into housing, they can go to their kids' basketball practice, and those are the folks that have earned those expungements so their records can be cleared. So I'm very proud of a lot of the work that we've done in the DA's office.
If he goes on to victory, Vasquez will take office in January as Multnomah County's top prosecutor. Kyle Aboshi, KGW News.
All right, let's run through the numbers for the Multnomah County Board of Commissioners, where 4 of 5 seats are up for grabs. For District 1, at this stage, it appears there will be a runoff this November between social services policy expert Meg Moyer and administrative judge Vadim Mozurski. And it looks like a similar situation for District 2. Clinic social worker Shannon Singleton will be one of the candidates, and it's still neck and neck for the second spot between former Portland Mayor Sam Adams and business owner Jesse Burke. No need for a runoff in District 3, though. The Oregonian declared current Commissioner Julia Brim Edwards the winner there, and District 4 has yet to be called. That district covers most of East County, and right now, Gresham City Councilor Vince Jones-Dixon is out in front over small business owner Brian Knotts. Over in Clackamas County, incumbent Commissioner Tootie Smith is trailing former Clackamas County Sheriff Craig Roberts. Roberts is over the 50% threshold right now, but this race has not been called yet. Also in Clackamas County, for position 4 here, it appears incumbent Mark Scholl will head to runoff with Melissa Fireside. And the Oregonian has called the race for Oregon's 5th District. Democrat Janelle Bynum earned 69% of the vote over Jamie McLeod Skinner. Bynum will be against Republican incumbent Lori Chavez-DeRemer in the fall, who went unchallenged in the primary. And now let's talk about passing the torch when it comes to the state's 3rd congressional district, currently represented by Earl Blumenauer. The Oregonian has declared Democrat Maxine Dexter the winner there, and we spoke with Dexter at her watch party last night about her win. Take a listen.
I am notoriously someone who plans for the worst and hopes for the best, so that was beyond anything I would have imagined. It is such a humbling honor, exciting. I see amazing opportunity ahead of us.
Now, Dexter will face the winner of the Republican primary, Joanna Harbor, in the general election there. And if there's a race you're interested that we didn't mention, you can text the word election to 503-226-5088. You got the number on the screen there too. And we will send you a link straight to our full election results. You can also find them right now on KGW.com or on the KGW app.